So, Chow, you work at a sex shop, all right? Um, I'm sure you've seen some crazy shit, dude. Like like you can't tell me that you don't have like multiple stories of just some insane shit that's happened, like during your
I,
job.
I do. Um it's pretty wild. Like you would think like I don't know. I guess the general idea of what like a sex shop is like there's just like naked people running around and everybody's screwing in every corner of the building. It's not it's not like that if you ever go into one. It's actually not nearly close to that. It's mostly like lingerie. And yeah, there's some definite like crazy stuff that happens in there. Like, I mean, you have people try stuff on and just come out of dressing rooms and like straight
Do they
lingerie.
try? Do y'all allow like try-ons for like anal beads and stuff?
No, no, no,
No.
no. So you can't like you obviously can't try like sex toys, right?
There's no way.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So like,
I mean,
yeah,
they
it's
gotta
kind of
make
one of
sure
those
it
things where
works.
I mean, you can feel it, like like check the vibrations on it. Like we have all kinds of shit, but like it's the big thing is like lingerie, like trying on, and we actually have like a pretty good active wear section, like leggings, shit like that. So people come for that too. We partnered with like State 48, which is the
So it's like
local
a big
Arizona
store.
foundation. It's wild, dude.
So,
Um,
so you're telling me you have people that come in that don't shop for sex toys? That
right.
are strictly
Interesting.
there for. That is very fucking interesting, bro. Like when you think of a sex shop, bro, you don't think of like, yo, I'm going there for these like nice ass jeans I've seen on the internet, bro.
Right. I mean, a lot of the people that come in, they either already know what they're looking for because they've done some
Yeah.
research online and they don't want it to be awkward, or they're just like it was a drunk night. They went out to the bars or whatever, and they're just like, "Oh, let's stop at a sex store, shit like that.
True.
It's and then you get like the new couples that are just like, our life is boring and we want to try something new, and then that's where we come in and we kind of like educate them on the process and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we have a we have a company. We have two companies that come out every 4 to 5 weeks or so that we carry in our store, and they kind of educate us on the product. So we're more of like, um,
So you're a demon in the
us-
bed.
I know how to be one, so I can't confirm or deny whether I am, but I can definitely bring some extracurricular activities in there with us. So it's one of those things. But yeah, I know a lot more about the female body than I think than most of your men in the world do. Yeah, I can say that. And with that information, I can do pretty crazy things. So it's
uh,
it's 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 cool, dude. It's a cool job to have. I mean, I went from like you know managing shells in the Phoenix area and stuff like that to working for uh, Trader Joe's for a little bit, and then
Trader
now I'm with the company
Joe's.
that I'm with now, and uh, dude, it's my favorite job so far. I'm having a blast as a straight white dude working for a company that's primarily, um, alphabet mafia and women. Like it's fucking cool, man, and everybody that comes in there is a lot of fun. So,
I, I, I f-
We have Spencer's. Is that like is it a chain?
dude, if you ever say Spencer's again in a call with me,
That's the only thing I've ever been in.
bro,
That was
yeah.
just
So
for like that was for like a you gotta go in one time.
yeah,
well,
I mean
nah. You
Spencer's
go into
is
Spencer. They
I
have
feel
some
like
cool
that's
shit
lame.
there, bro.
That's
You
like
go
lame
to
shit compared
Spencer's
to
a
yours,
lot,
right?
but do you
Spencer's
have the
is what
shit in
I
the
would
back
consider
though?
like
It's like McDonald's of yours.
right. It's like so Spencer's is like an introductory
Yeah.
store, I
Okay.
guess you could say, like of novelty items.
Yeah.
Anything you
It's.
buy from Spencer's, that shit's gonna last like a month, maybe if you're lucky.
So do
It's
you?
all battery operated, and it's just
Yeah.
It is. It is. They had. They
Don't put that shit
actually.
in your body.
They have this football pocket pussy, and so yeah. Well, I think I can get away with saying that. I'll just put 18 plus. So it literally like it's just a football, and then like there's a cap on it that comes off, and I remember me and my friend we were in high school. Like we went in there, like because we take field trips to like our mall. 'Cause, yeah, we were that school. Took field trips to
Right.
the fucking mall. And so we seen this, and this dude just like freaked out over it, bro. He's like, dude, I want it, bro. It's a fucking football pee.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, no, it's
I
like,
was trying
okay,
to
so,
say it without saying it, bro, but then I realized like saying it like that was fucking dumb. Anyways, it was a football pocket pussy, and he's like he played football and he really loved football, and he was like, dude, I really want that. And he got his dad. His dad was really fucking chill, a cool guy. He got his dad to go out there and buy the fucking pocket pussy for him.
nice.
Yeah, he had a girlfriend. He had a girlfriend.
That's just worse.
He just wanted the football pocket pussy.
Dude, let's
Like
just
his
be
own.
honest. Men are fucking disgusting. We're disgusting creatures, bro. Like if we could put our dick in a light socket without dying, we would. Like it is what it is. So like having the ability to buy something like that, especially as like a young adult, like 16, 17, 18, like before you're able to go into these stores, I think is something that should be more available. Just because I think it'll cut down on like the health side of it. Like I think orgasms are good for you, right? They like post nut clarity, that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you get too bound up, that shit like you'll do some fucking
Yeah,
stupid things.
that's why boxers like before their fights, like 2 months before their fights, are not allowed to like ejaculate or anything like that. Like they're not allowed to have sex or anything because
I don't know if that's
it
true,
built.
but I mean,
No,
yeah,
no,
it
no,
could
no.
help.
It's a real thing. Like Logan Paul, when he was training for the KSI Logan Paul fight 2, the rematch. When he was training for it, his coach got pissed at him because he snuck out and during their camp he snuck out and had sex. Like apparently, like it builds your testosterone and
Yeah, 100%,
obviously,
yeah.
yeah.
No, that's yeah, you get elevated testosterone levels. I mean, but like naturally testosterone in men starts like ramping down after like your mid 20s. So like you start to have like issues in that area, which is why erectile dysfunction in your 40s is not unheard of, even in your mid 30s. I mean, like there's so many things that attribute to like actual the health side of this. So like as as we like to call it health and wellness center. We're not really like a sex shop. So like we like to educate people on like their bodies essentially. So like the prostate, like for example, for men, like a lot of dudes don't go near it. They're like, no, butt stuff, ew,
I'm one
fuck
of those,
that. Like
dude.
I'm never gonna do it, right?
I'm not gonna do that shit.
Right, and it's to each their own, right? So like, but it's becoming more and more of a thing where like you have these like couples coming in and they're like, yo, we wanna do like prostate shit. And I'm like, follow me. Like, I'll take you to the section. Like, do you want to do like a strap on or do you want like just like a plug or like what do you want to do? Like so many options. Like and I mean like example would be there's a couple like we get a wide variety of ages and everybody from like 18 to like mid 30s 40s couples upwards of like 50, 60 years old. You know, they come in, they just like they've been married for 30 years and they're fucking bored with their sex life and they want to try something new, right? So those are
I
always the fun ones
I
because they'll try
actually,
everything.
yeah, dude. I actually knew that like older people were more open to that type of thing for some
Dude, they're
reason.
so
Because
fucking horny.
they're at they're horny as fuck,
Old people are
and they're
so
at an
horny,
age
man.
where they don't give a fuck, dude. Like they're like,
No,
yo,
dude, no
I'm
shame
going
at
to
all.
the sex shop, brother.
Yeah. I
What's
like this couple in particular came in to me and they were like we want to do prostate because he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. So the doctor kind of basically said without saying like you should start massaging and milking your prostate, okay? Like the prostate in a healthy male is like the men's G spot. Like
oh,
it's supposed to be the best orgasm you'll ever have in your life. Like tried and true. But
yeah.
it's not just that it factors in. So like it can actually decrease your chances of getting an inflamed prostate, erectile dysfunction, prostate cancer, and other things that are like health related by 60+%. You can decrease your chances of getting prostate cancer.
Yeah, I've heard
You
that.
can decrease like erectile dysfunction. You can decrease enlarged prostate, which causes like uh irritable bowel syndromes or like you have to piss every 15 minutes kind of a shit.
Yeah.
Like that stuff is all factored into it. So like that's why they wanted to get away from like the whole sex shop side of it and more towards like the education and like better living.
So
Like the vibrator was originally created to solve hysteria. like they were using that as a tool to fucking combat hysteria. Like that's an actual fact. Like that's what the vibrator was made, right? So
Did it work though?
like
Like, did it work for
yeah,
that?
no, no, but they found out it works really good for getting an orgasm. So I mean, like let's say Matt, how old are you?
I'm 20.
You're 20. So like let's say you walk into a sex shop and you're like, dude, I'm just like here looking around, like what's up, like blah blah. I'm not mocking your voice. I'm just like that's
Yeah.
how I do it.
No, I got
So I walk up to him like, yo, what's up, dude? Like, what are you looking for? Like, oh, I'm just looking, bro. Leave me alone. And like, guys are always weird about it. Like,
Yeah, true.
especially when I'm a 6'1", 280-pound man,
it's
and I
intimidating.
walk up to you, and I'm like, yo, you want to talk about sex?
Like, exactly.
Yeah. Hey, you're definitely gonna walk the
terrifying,
other
right?
way. Okay. So I'm assuming you've 100% had some like underage people come in. I'm sure that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
like I'm sure that's not like a new thing to happen, but like how do you normally go about that? Like how do you normally
Just like alcohol sales, we ID everybody as they come through the door. So
Oh, so you
Arizona
ID them
sales-
at the door? See,
yeah.
where I live, they don't. Bro, I'm gonna tell you, they don't ID at door. They ID at checkout, and that's like questionable.
So in Arizona, state law mandates we ID anybody. They're not allowed to be in there because we don't have the way our layout of our store is lingerie and toys are all on the same floor. So
Mhm.
phallus
You have
objects-
multiple floors.
No, some of our stores do.
Oh, okay.
Our store personally doesn't, so it's just one straight floor, and it's not segregated. There's no wall separating it or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if we did have a wall separating the more sexual, phallus natured things, then we would be able to let 18-year-olds inside, so they could look at lingerie, they could look at the clothing. But we don't have it separated. So if Matt was 17 and walked through the front door, and I let him in, and he walks over there, and let's say local police department comes in and does an ID check on him, I get charged as a sex offender.
A sex
And-
offender?
Yeah,
That's
so I
crazy.
get charged as a sex offender as well as the rest of the crew that are working that night, and we get charged with exposing a minor to phallus objects. So, like, we actually get charged, and I become a red dot and have to go tell my neighbors that I'm
Like
a
they
sex
don't watch
offender,
porn.
like I'm a registered sex
Yeah,
offender.
but like, okay, so let's just say for some reason someone came in with a fake ID, it fooled the fuck out of you, whatever, and like they looked like they were like 21. I mean, like nowadays, like people like they're starting to look like
Right.
way fucking older. I don't know if y'all have noticed that, but like, dude,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy. But say
Right.
for example that happens, and like this ID, like this, it's basically the real thing, but it's not. What were to happen like if you let him in because he had a fake ID that was like so fucking real and like you couldn't tell the difference, like, and
I guess it would
somehow
be
the
the same
cops came
concept.
in.
I guess it would be the same concept if you use the fake ID to get into a bar. Like the bar wouldn't get penalized for that. So it would be one of those things where like if the ID was a high quality fake, which I mean it would have to be a high quality fake to get past a bartender or anybody
Mhm.
who's working at our store. Chances are they'll probably get in and get out without even getting ID'd again. It's not like the police department just hangs out in my place.
Well, yeah, I
So-
know, but for some odd chance that they do, and they show up, and they're like, "Hey, aren't you whoever's son or whatever?" Like how would
I
that go about?
mean-
Like legal actions? Like would they take that out on y'all or like?
Probably not, just because we did ID them and they just had a fake. So, I mean, if it's a deep fake, I guess it would just be situational, depending on the case. Like if it was a really shitty fake ID, like an obvious knockoff, then that would be like an employee coaching moment, or
Like I live
or-
at 8-2 Lagoon River or whatever the fuck it's called in
Right, and they're
SpongeBob or some
7
shit.
foot-
like-
7'2", 160
Yeah.
pounds, with blue eyes, and the person standing in front of you is 5'4" and 280. Yeah, obvious things like that. Like that would be usually fake IDs nowadays. Are pretty easy to catch. You don't really catch many people running around with fake.
Well, I know in a lot of states they have it to where like it's like an imprint. Like people that were discovered on TikTok, they were like Did you know your ID had like a animal in it or some shit like that? Like that's one of the easiest ways to tell if it's real or not. You just shine like a
There's
flashlight through it. It
there's
depends on the
7
state though. Like
ways.
my state doesn't have one.
I have no clue.
Arizona has 7 ways to check an ID. So there's a bottom right hand corner. There's a light you can shine through, and there's little pin size holes that'll light up, and they'll look at like the state of Arizona. It's the shimmer in the background, the back code of the card. I don't have my idea. I don't know all
The-
7 off the top of my head, but
There's a lot
but
of
yeah,
ways.
there's 7 ways to check. Like, obviously, you just check height, weight, eye color,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Because
Yeah, but you can lie about that. Like I did at 100% when I first got my ID. I lied about my weight,
Well,
dude.
he's
Like
saying
they
if
were
it-
You
like,
can't
If it
lie about your eye
matches-
color though.
this is true. This is
You
true.
know
But
what
like,
I'm
yeah, why would you get a fake ID with a different eye color on it? You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, you don't get to choose half the time. These people are swindlers, man. It's not like your homie is making you a fake ID. It's they stole somebody else's fake ID or somebody's real ID, and they're just trying to make it match as closely as possible to what you are. So that's the thing is normally like it's not like fucking Ocean's 11 where they're like peeling the thin layer off and they're like surgically putting in a new picture of you and like changing all the information on it. Like they're not that smart, and they're not going to go through that much trouble for an extra $75 for a fake ID.
okay.
So it's plus, yeah, I have to be 18 in order to get into my stores. It's not most people under 18 are playing fucking video games and like doing sports still. They're still in high school. Well, they got Spencers. They don't know any better about like body
That's
safe
Spencer.
materials. They're not being smart about like what they're doing in their sexual lives. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, I'm not saying that all under 18 people are stupid.
Well,
Because
didn't they
that's what I
used to?
just kind of said, but
Didn't they used to
Uh,
have like sex ed like in high school? I know I didn't have a sex ed class. I actually we had a speaker come in one time, and they literally looked at they got all the females in our grade and literally called every single one of them hoes. I swear to God, and listen, bro, they let this fucking crazy chick come back again the next year. She looked at all of them, called them fucking garden tools, that they need to close their fucking legs. And when she talked to us, she was like, "Hey guys, just wear condoms." Like, how does that work? Like, I don't understand how that works.
that's a bad teacher because you're
Listen.
That
She wasn't a
lady is
teacher. She was a
basic-
speaker that comes in like every
Right.
year or some shit. But the teacher kept vouching for her, and we're like, "Dude, you just called the whole fucking female class like hoes."
right.
You know, but
Yeah,
y'all don't want to
I,
have a sex ed class, you know?
One, that's an uneducated person teaching something that they shouldn't be a part of.
100%.
And two, you're just spreading social normalities like when it comes to women and like you know what I'm saying? Like it's that whole thing. It's like if one key unlocks 70 doors, then it's a master key. But if every door is unlocked by any key, then like it's like that dumb analogy. Like nah, like women have the choice to choose their partners just as much as men do. I guarantee you put a man in a room with 70 girls and they're all willing to have sex with him, he'll have sex with them. But if you put a woman in a room with 70 dudes, chances are maybe one or two dudes might get laid. Like they have the choice, they have the power in that situation, which is why it's just calling a woman a whore is like, I don't know, saying your mom back to every insult you ever got in high school. It's like the same equivalent. It's like it's just a dumb comeback. You know what I'm saying? Why are you insulting women because they don't want to sleep with you? Maybe change your fucking attitude and you'll get laid. You know. So I
See,
mean, people like her who have that mindset are what's wrong with like the women's youth, like because they're being taught this shit, like that they're not worth anything, or that they're just a bunch of whores because they sleep with one dude, or they explore their sexuality a little bit. So all of a sudden you're a whore because you do that. Matt, you're a whore because you're in a dark room and there's probably a girl next door to your house. Like you're a fucking whore. You know, like if I called people like names every fucking day, and especially from like an authority position, and I just kept telling you every day, like, you're a fucking whore, you're a fucking whore, you're a whore, blah, 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 then eventually you're going to start to believe it and it's going to wear on you. And then you're gonna be like, well, if I'm already a whore, I might as well just go be a whore. I
I
don't
mean,
know. It's a
that's fair. I think I know of a person in my head that is like somewhat of that type of situation currently,
it's
like the way that they're
bad,
acting.
dude. Mental health in America is a problem.
Dude, it's
like, right
fucked,
now.
bro.
Like,
It's actually so fucked. Like my name is Anxiety High on like all my like social handles and stuff like that, dude. And like I didn't always have anxiety. Like when I was younger, I didn't fucking like that wasn't a thing, bro. But like as I was getting older and like I started to have to adult and realize how dog shit it really is. Like it's fucking horrible, dude. It's actually like when I think about this, bro, and like I know I can never tell a younger audience to be like, yo, enjoy school because it's so much fun because they're not gonna fucking listen because I didn't fucking listen, dude.
no,
Like
school fucking
like
sucks.
like I can tell you that all you want, dude, but like yo, that shit was so much easier
Bro, there's
than
no
this.
worries,
I swear to God, like if I could go back in time and just listen to like some of those fucking speakers we had in school, dude, and like yo, like enjoy your time in school. It's easy, it's fun. I 100% I'd fucking do it, dude. I'd do so much shit differently, but I mean, so do we
Think
all.
about.
What's that?
It was like your only responsibility, the only thing you think about.
Right,
mhm.
dude. Like, well, I mean, imagine like waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning again, going to school for 8 hours a day, coming home doing a couple hours
Yeah,
of
that was
homework, and then
fun.
fucking hitting the old Call of Duty Black Ops. Like, dude,
Those are the
are you kidding me?
days.
Like, dude, I wish I didn't have to do that. Like, also, if I could go back with the knowledge I have now,
Oh my
bro, I
God,
would've
dude,
killed it.
we would literally
kidding
rule
me?
the world. Honest to
I
God,
would
we would
be a
rule the
whore.
world.
I would be a whore. I would be a disgusting slut. Like everything that I've learned at this point in my life, and I go back to high school.
No way.
Come on.
It's just
Come
game
on,
over.
like
Bro's
it'd
taking
be
over.
game over. I'd walk into every room. They'd be like, "Oh, Top Frag's here again." Like, dude, like they wouldn't even call me by my real name.
Dude, fuck. Okay. So, obviously, we discussed you work at a sex shop. What's the craziest or most expensive item like you sell? Like
We have this
I've
thing
seen some
called-
crazy shit.
Okay, so we have this thing called a it was called a Robo Blow,
Blow.
but now they just changed it to a Blow Bot.
Bot.
That's what they just changed the name to.
Robo blow sounds so
Um,
much better, dude.
I like it. It rolls off the tongue.
It does. It does.
So
Blowbot
so
sucks.
right. That's kind of like, ugh, I don't like that. I'm just gonna keep calling it the Robo Blow just because it's just like it won't fuck up my mental
Mhm.
right now because I just have it in my head still as that. But it is $400 for this device, and essentially, what it does is it reenacts a blowjob. So to men. So like, what it does is it does.
I don't understand. Like, aren't there other shit
So
that like
it's called
do things
it's
like
called a
that that are cheaper?
It's classified as a stroker, but what it does is it's a machine. It's about, I don't know, yay tall, like maybe, I don't know, 10 inches, and then
Magnum
probably about the.
So it's probably
it's
like
about the
those things
size
that
of
I
a
see on
roll of
Instagram
paper
ads.
towels.
Okay.
It's about the size of a roll
Okay,
of paper
okay.
towels. And what it does is like essentially it has a cavity in it that looks like a vagina. It's tight, and then it strokes up and down. So you just kind of like put yourself in
You
it,
soak in
and
it?
then it does everything for you.
I don't know how I
it'll
feel about
do
that though.
The
Like
up and down motion,
that
it vibrates. It does suction. It does warming, so it heats up. It does. You can change like the stroke lengths. You can change like how tight. All that other stuff. But here's where it goes fucking wild: is you can hook it up to your
It gets
Wi-Fi and
wilder?
synchronize it. You can synchronize
Don't
it to
tell me.
1,000
Don't tell
hours
me.
of video.
There's
So they're like an actual video of a girl performing fellatio POV style to you, and it'll synchronize to her strokes and everything. You can also tie a Quest 2 to it and go virtual reality with that shit.
Okay, I get the price tag now. The price tag makes sense at that part, bro. Like,
Right.
dude, I mean, you can't really judge, dude. Like,
It's your
but
girlfriend, dude. It's
That's-
RoboBlow, the girl, man.
that's fucking crazy.
She's
like,
always
that's-
there for you.
That's
She's easy to
insane.
clean up.
I-
She costs $400. She'll never cost you a dime after that. Like, I mean, it's a perfect girlfriend. It's
Um,
why
So,
That's
so
the most expensive thing we have in the store.
is that the craziest? What's the craziest? Like I'm talking like off the
That's
fucking wall.
so my particular company, we don't focus too much on the crazy shit. Like we're more like everyday
Professional. I mean that's
more,
pretty
it's
fucking
definitely-
crazy, dude. You tell me I can go into fucking VR and like have
Right.
everything simulated for me.
Like imagine walking into like I don't know what's the local clothing store that you guys have around this.
American
Not
Eagle.
like a Macy's, but
American Eagle.
okay. Like imagine walking into an American Eagle, but instead of like the back wall being registers or shoes, it's just dildos.
So basically a Spencer's.
So Spencer's, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean
But- you got one pass, okay?
High
You both got
quality.
one pass on the Spencer's comments, okay? So the difference between a Spencer's and the company that I work for, and I can't say their name because I signed an NDA,
mhm.
Okay.
that I wouldn't disclose or talk about them publicly using their name.
Yeah.
So the company I work for has set themselves up to be more of like a boutique. So we do health and wellness. We do like bath bombs.
So they're like
you
more on
know,
the professionals. Like they're trying to
quote,
like
unquote,
be more
girly
professional.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
We still have DVDs. We still have like, porn DVDs, shit like that. Like it's not as professional as you would think, but when you think sex store,
I'm
what's the
thinking
first
like
thing?
fucking goth girl with all these piercings working the front counter, bro. Like fucking strap-ons to my left and my right, like a big old anal probe somewhere hanging from the ceiling.
Right.
Like I'm thinking of some
Right.
crazy shit.
Matt, what do you think of when you walk? Like when you think sex store, like what's the first thing that pops to mind? Like,
Spencer's.
dude, bro, I wish, dude, I'm gonna be there later tonight. I'm coming to your
Okay,
house.
I have a question though.
Okay.
Who actually buys the CDs anymore?
The
Probably
DVDs, a lot
older
men.
couples. Yeah.
It's old.
So you would
okay.
actually-
So you still have like a
wouldn't-
good like old demographic too.
Right? No, yeah, we have wide
Okay.
age group. So like the thing that's cool about
But do they know how
This
to know how to use
industry.
Wi-Fi?
what's that?
Dude,
They don't
no,
know
they
how to
don't.
use
They
internet.
don't, bro. I work in a hotel. I swear to God, they don't know. They don't know how to use
Well,
It's
Wi-Fi,
not
bro.
so much. You know what it is? It's not
probably
so much
embarrassed.
even the fact that it's a movie or a DVD. You know what it is? It's the nostalgia and
Collector.
the collecting.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of these people collect these movies because they come out with like 10 or 12 movie series. So if like you can get Yes, My Mom's a Whore volume 1 through 12, like boom, you have a collection now. And just like
Okay, yeah,
anything
true.
else, like just like I have a Modern Warfare 2 Special Edition Xbox 360 that's still in the box that I bought it from.
Yeah.
Never plugged it in, never ran it, never did anything. Just like that is worth like $2,000. These movies eventually, to a niche group of collectors, might be worth fucking $700-800.
Yeah, that's true.
So you never know. Like it's one of those things. It's like collecting. Yeah, he's got a what is that? A Digimon?
A Digimon.
You got
Yeah, Digimon.
one more time, brother. You got
That's a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
one more.
I
That's
think
a
it's
Yu-Gi-Oh
Bakugan.
card, isn't it?
I've lost it
Yugi!
all. I've lost it all. Holy
I
shit.
summon Pot of Greed.
Bro, I just have like a full set of like top loaders. Like, dude, this is literally like easily over 1,500 in my hand right here. But whatever.
I don't know about
Like,
that.
2 cents.
But whatever. Anyways, but like, yeah, I get the collecting
Anyways,
like standpoint of it, but like, I think someone sued his parent. He sued his parents because he had a porn collection and he had it all in a like I think it was like $44,000 worth of porn. That
Ooh.
like
No way.
no, I swear to God, I remember reading this fucking article, dude. Because I was scrolling through Snapchat, and there's like those
Yeah.
stories pop up and it's the articles. I was reading it, and so he had this $44,000 porn collection, and he had it in a storage. I don't know. They didn't fucking put his name in the fucking thing, like, but he
Oh.
put it in his storage, right? And so he was
Right.
moving out of town. He took everything out of the storage to get that done and over with. And so he put it all in his parents' house. He asked them first, like, hey, like, I'm gonna leave this here for a second until I move over and get all shipped over or whatever. And they literally sold it all for $5, the entire thing. And so he took him to court. Like, he took him to court for selling his fucking porn collection.
Sure, bro.
Right,
That's
as he
44
should.
grand.
Yeah, 44 grand.
Like, that's
I
a
think
problem.
they ended up having to pay him back for the entire worth of the collection. Which I mean, from like a collector standpoint, like I like collecting like Pokemon cards. I like collecting like old coins and stuff too. Like I get it, dude. Like because I don't think money would be worth it at that point. Like because like it takes a lot to like
Yeah.
start collecting
It's not the
things.
same.
It's your collection, bro. Like you're kind of proud
Right.
of it. Like you have a sense of pride with it. Um, and so like I understand like losing something like that and be like being pissed.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and that's the concept behind it. So like you just got to remember, like just like any collectible item, anything can be a collectible if there's enough people involved in it. And in my industry, it just so happens to be porno DVDs. I mean, dude,
do you
I'll be
sell
honest with you,
VHSs?
my Apex Legends name on PC is
Mhm.
the title of a porn DVD.
How the
it
fuck did you get away with that?
Aloha to my a-hola is actually like
perfect.
my name on friggin' is my name on Apex Legends. My
Alright.
my new Blizzard account. My new Blizzard account is literally asshole casserole.
I like Aloha better.
Yeah, aloha to your
I-
a-hola. That's why.
I
it's
when I was
fun.
playing Apex, I didn't know that, dude. Why didn't you fucking like
Yeah.
mention that to me? Because like
Yeah.
that would have been such a good fucking thing to
I
mention,
want a
bro.
job.
Like you're shitting on people in fucking Apex, and your name is the name of a fucking porno.
Aloha to your a-hola, baby. That's.
Have you
what
watched
I've been
it? That's the
rocking.
question. That's the question. Have you watched
No,
it?
fuck no. That's not my thing. Why would I buy a DVD? 6 for $20, by the way.
6 for
Although you don't know
Just
where it
plugging
works,
it, bro.
6 for 20.
Yeah. Why would I buy a DVD when I can literally just open Google in incognito mode and just find something? You know,
That's
there's
fair.
so much free porn on the internet. The movies, I think, are nostalgic because they have somewhat of a plot. So like, there's this. It's called Pornocopia, which makes they make 5-box series essentially, but they do like all the stupid knockoff movies. So like, you remember in 40-Year-Old Virgin where he brings over all that porn and it's like Harry Twatter, shit like that. Like, no joke. I found a DVD the other day that had SpongeBob SquareNuts 2,
There's no way.
It's just
That's
The
unreal.
Nobbit,
is it
uh,
not?
Porks and Recreation,
Oh my.
Oh my God.
Sex Toy Story, and
that's gotta
Rob
be awful.
Lowe's sex video.
Bro.
So like, dude, it just like it was a 5-pack DVD, and I'm like, wow, I want it just for the Nobbit and SpongeBob SquareNuts too, because I would love to see how
Oh, not the
that
Toy
story
Story?
played out.
What
Like,
about the sex? What was it? Sex Toy
Sex
Story?
Toy Story? Yeah, and
Yeah.
one of them was dressed up as Woody, and the other one was dressed up as the redheaded.
That sounds
chick that
so
he
much
put in,
better
like,
than
Toy
any
Story.
porn that I watch, bro. Hands
so
down,
funny.
hands down,
The
dude.
devil wears Nada, Lord of the G Strings, fucking Sex
Bro.
Pirates of the Caribbean, like all of those, like these are actual movies, like they're not. It's not
That's
a joke.
wild.
So like,
Do
I
you
find it hilarious because
do you see it going out of
obviously-
business?
Never.
Never. Like, cause
No.
like
Store or the
not
DVDs,
even.
maybe that's
Well,
it.
not like the DVDs. Like, do you see that going out of
Oh yeah,
business?
no, DVDs are phasing out. Yeah, they'll
So-
be around for maybe another couple years. And then
But I'm saying like
eventually
that
they'll
cliche audience for like those types of
Yeah, they'll
movies.
switch to NFTs.
That
Well-
cliche not audience, like, do you think they would still like keep that going, or will that just like die down and we'll just have what we have today, like PH and stuff like
I
that?
think they're always going to be a thing, to be completely honest with you. And I think that because it's just it's a part of like the privacy thing, and I think a lot of people still don't trust the internet. Like I sure as hell don't. I mean, I spend 90% of my day on the internet, and I still don't have like a credit card tied to my Google Pay or anything like that. Like because I'm afraid somebody's gonna steal my fucking shit. I'm 31 years old, man. I grew up in the digital age, but like I don't trust it. Like this shit's fucking wild. So I mean, you're gonna have a whole generation before me that's definitely not gonna entertain the idea of putting in their information online. So, yeah, I think DVDs are gonna be around for at least another like 5-10 years.
Yeah, I
Before,
think they'll stay
you know.
around, but it'll decrease like
Yeah,
when they
you'll
die
definitely
out.
have,
Okay,
like, a
well
decrease in-
here's the question: do you have VHSs? Do you
No.
sell VHSs? You don't
No.
sell VHSs.
No,
All right. Well, then they're gonna die out. Then they're gonna die out.
we don't have magazines anymore. The last place to carry magazines in Arizona was Circle K. And
What?
Circle K, yeah, stopped carrying them about.
The Circle
10 years
K
ago.
sold like I literally like I that's the gas station outside. I probably shouldn't name that, but there's a gas station. That gas station is really close to somewhere that I'm there like all the time.
Right. Yeah, Circle K's are all over the
I
place,
stop
yeah.
there every fucking night, dude. Like I
Right,
dead
and they
ass
used
like
to
I
have
buy
them behind the
Pokemon
counter.
cards from there.
So you know the sliding doors for their cigarettes and stuff that they have behind the registers?
Yeah.
There used to be a section behind one of those doors where they would have like black bags essentially, and in those bags were.
Well, how did you
porno.
know what you
porno
want?
mags. You just guess.
You
grab
just
one. Nobody really
guess,
cares.
bro.
I mean,
Like-
it's not, like they're all the editions back then were like, you know, you have your centerfolds and like shit like that. Like
I've
But-
seen a porn mago before. Like I've
yeah, they're
seen
not
like a
they're more
collection of it
story-based,
actually.
You know, there's a lot of reading in them. It's not just a whole book full of.
I know
nudes,
I
you
know that they were like a lot more informative. Like I know they had like some like
Well, yeah,
like
that's the whole point,
articles
dude.
like
You
put which like you were saying, you know, like that was spreading a little bit of awareness for like some certain things cuz like like let's just be real, like I'm not going to fucking I'm never going to go into a sex shop and be like, "Yo, I want a fucking anal beads" or some shit like that. Like
Well,
I would
yeah,
never
no,
do
you
that.
might.
I would never do that. And even if that was something that I would want to do, like I wouldn't do it just for the fact of I'm a man.
I think that you're one of the last, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot
yeah,
more
they're
people that
fading
are
out.
becoming more open to the concept of like trying ass play because like literally all of our senses, like all of our nerve.
I know
endings
this
are-
information. I understand it, dude. But like I just, it's
This is
such
not
a
for you,
hard.
dude. It's a kink.
It might honestly just be like I was like I grew up in the South and like that shit is just like that
Yeah.
wasn't it for me growing up. Like it was such a it's such a
kink, dude.
different day and age now. And it's crazy like thinking back like how I grew up and like what like I witnessed and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
how like I view the world now. It's completely fucking different, dude. Like it's
It
actually
is,
so
dude.
different.
I mean, even for like Matt, you're 22, anxiety, you're what, like 25, 30?
He's 20.
20 and 20. Listen, old man. All right. Don't me call you out.
Like, no,
But I think
even
parents
your
have too much
generation
control.
is-
Parents have too much control.
no, I don't think so. I think your school systems have too much control. To be honest with you, I think the fact that like my 7-year-old niece is learning what sexualities are in the world is fucking wrong. I think she needs to be learning how to count.
Yeah.
I mean, kids don't see color, they don't see sexuality, they don't see anything until they're taught that. So like, I don't think that my 7-year-old niece's teacher has the right to teach her about different sexualities. And
I agree.
I think as a kid,
that's
that age,
fine.
I don't think. Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
you
like,
don't grow people
Yeah,
on
it's
that
not
because
even
like
that.
when you're a young
Right.
mind, there's like literally a study like you shape that
They're
mind.
so impressionable.
Yeah, you are shaping that mind with everything that you teach it until it gets to a certain age, and then you know like
If
they
you
have a
create
little bit more.
differences that early in their life, then they can learn to hate something. And it's like if you point out the fact that you know it doesn't matter if they're girl or boy, they're fucking their name is Devin, their name is Justice, their name is Kathy, their name is this. It doesn't matter what their sexuality is. They're fucking 7 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like like that's just dumb. So when you set that up, you set that up for failure. You set these kids up to like hate groups of people that they've never even had a chance to know. Like, I mean, you know me. Like, I primarily surround myself with you know, LGBTQ or fucking I can never the Alphabet Mafia. I surround myself with the Alphabet Mafia. I love those. I love everybody around me. Like it's I have straight friends, I have gay friends, I have bisexual friends, I have trans friends, I have like all kinds of people from different groups and different walks of life. And not one of them do I hate other than Two Fly. Shout out to you, Two Fly. I fucking hate you. Anyways,
I
like, it's just-
have you seen those TikToks where it's like the mom just had a kid or whatever, and
so
dude,
bad.
and they're literally like, my son just came out as a female, and they're like,
Dude,
they're
he's
like
1 month
9 months old. Yeah, like
you know what it used to be?
I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, it is because it used to be like you living vicariously through your kid through sports. So like the dad that didn't
Oh
make
yeah,
varsity,
but now
is,
it's
like, pushing
completely
his
fucking
kid,
changing, dude.
you know, and now it's like, no, I'm gonna live vicariously through my fucking 9-month-old, and I'm gonna claim that they're bisexual. Like that motherfucker knows nothing but titty. That's all he wants is milk
Bro just
and
wants the milk.
sleeping and shitting himself. That's all he cares about. And I don't know why people are like doing this, like this whole like, well, my
It's their
baby is
personality.
gay, so I got a baby. And it's like, you have a child, okay?
Exactly.
Like, well, you're just brainwashing them. Like, and the same people that are doing this shit are the same people that are like, well, religion's fake. Sky Daddy
I-
doesn't exist. And it's like, no, like, you're a hypocrite. Sorry, you're a hypocrite. Like,
Yeah.
it's
You have to be so
it's the
accepting
same
of
people,
them,
dude,
and it's
and
just
they'll always
yeah.
be around.
I
Right, Matt? Look,
it keeps going to Matt, bro. I feel
Yeah,
Matt, you
well-
you do look younger than what you are. Let's just be real here. Like, 100%.
well, I mean, Matt, you look like you're like maybe 15, 16, right?
You
So
do.
like,
You do. He said shit.
you look kind of young, man. So like, I'm
I mean, I'll look great when I'm older, so.
Well, I mean, dude,
That's
I look
fair.
like I'm fucking 70, so like, you know, and I'm 30, so
I mean, I don't think
It's
it's a
one of
bad
thing
thing to
things
look
that-
younger.
I don't think it is
I
either,
think
not
to
now.
a certain extent.
But
you don't look a fucking baby.
I get
that-
most of the
like,
time I get that I look my age. That's what I get.
to
from
kind of
most
touch base on like the whole sexuality thing again, like to go back on that. I mean, there are a lot more openly gay, openly same-sex couples out there in high school, middle school, and like outside of that are coming out into the world, and it's fucking awesome to see. I support it 100%. But it doesn't mean that you have to stick something up your ass, anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be comfortable with like whatever at the end of the day. Like, if you don't want to do anal play, then don't do anal play. Like, it's your choice, right?
See,
So like,
See,
but
I
I'm
get
telling
that
you,
completely,
you might
but like
find a girl.
it's
You
not
might find a
happening.
girl
It
that
won't.
wants to
It
peg you,
won't
bro.
fucking.
Like,
It's
yeah,
not
you're
gonna
those
fucking
emos, bro.
happen, bro. It's
Can't say
not.
no.
It's. I will 100%
Might be
fucking
a big
turn
dommy
down.
mommy.
I don't give
Well,
a
dommy mommy,
fuck,
man.
bro. Dommy mommy or not, it's not happening.
Bro,
I'm telling you, bro.
just
there-
suck
I
the titty
will.
and
I
bend
will
over,
wear
bro.
a fucking chastity belt when I go to fucking sleep if that's the case, bro. Like,
There's no
fucking
saving you, bro. Just
watch
accept
me,
your
dog.
fate.
No, it would never. It would actually never happen. Like it's. I think it's like one of those things that like you just grow up on. It's just embedded in my brain
it a
that
couple
my
years.
ass is to not be touched.
Oh man.
But
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm me personally. I'm not gonna be into anal stuff either. That's not my thing. But
I agree.
I have brought home a lot more toys and shit like that. And I'm not gonna get into my personal relationship
Mhm.
and stuff like that. But I get them for free.
Yeah.
It's like all the time. Like they'll just give them out, and then I'm like, okay, well, what am I gonna do with this? So it just
That's right.
comes home and then sits on a counter somewhere, or like like whatever.
Those are
But
novelty items.
what's that?
Those are collector's items.
Yeah, I got my little like plushy penis over here.
I wouldn't show that. I wouldn't show that. I'm gonna have to edit that one out.
Peter the Pecker, man. You guys cool. So like you have different things like that. It's finding out what you're gonna be comfortable with sexuality wise before you go into a shop like that. Or going in there and exploring with other people. Like, I see a lot of groups come in, and then a few days later, one person from that group will come back in. And you'll know, and you're like, oh, what's up? Like, what are you looking for? And they're like, oh, well, I saw this thing the last time I was here, and like, what do you want to know about it? And like, you educate them on the process of like how they would use it, stuff like that. And you think it'd be like almost unprofessional. Like, how are you going to describe to someone how to use a sex toy, right? Like without it sounding like just
That's like
disgusting or like overly sexualized, right?
that's like
like,
going into a
it's-
guest and be like, "Yo, like I know this is a smoking area, but you can't smoke here."
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, in a way. I mean, like the thing is I have to explain to a woman how to use this toy that she's about to buy.
How does that
On
feel for
her
them?
body.
Like, how does that feel for them though? Like generally
That's
having
gotta
like
be super awkward.
yeah. Because
Yes,
you got to
it
think
is.
like you're having a grown man teach you how like something
I
like
think-
this would work.
I'll be honest with you, Loki, I think a lot of them think it's very hot when I come up to them and I explain to them how they need to use their toy.
All right, Matt.
I think a
I'm
lot
changing
of them-
professions. I'm
When
gonna
they-
now be
when they come
working
up
in a
and I'm
sex
like-
shop.
And like when I explain something to them and they're like, oh, how this guy doesn't know anything, right? And I'm like, no, you got to insert about like 2.5 inches, put pressure forward so you can hit your G spot. The vibration and the pressure is how you're gonna have like a fucking mind numbing orgasm. And they look at me and they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, do it. I was like, trust me, you'll be tasting colors. And they're like, hold on a second. This fat white bearded straight man just told me how to have the most amazing orgasm in my life. Like that's, I mean, the only thing I can think of is either they're fucking massively turned on by the fact that I know their body better than they do, or they think it's super informative and they appreciate me for it.
Have you ever had
So,
someone come back and be like, "Yo, your advice, like,
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Hell
I've had
yeah.
about I probably have a couple dozen people that come in just for me, just to talk to me about something that they want to try. So, I mean, you don't become the manager of an adult boutique or a sex store, to put it in layman terms, without knowing your customer base, your products, and how they're how they're going to help people. Like at the end of the day, I'm just like a GNC or like a, I would like, I don't know if you guys have GNCs. They're
dude,
kind of like
GNC
vitamin stores.
sucks, bro. They fucking suck, dude. I
Well, I
swear
don't
to
know
God,
about
they hire.
GNC. I've never
No,
been in the fucking
they
place, but
hire anybody, bro. Like, I listen. I promise you, they hire anybody. You go in there, be like, hey, like I'm like this is like what I'm trying to like work towards. Like, what do I need to like get to
okay.
that? You know, and they have no fucking clue whatsoever. They have no fucking. They're like, oh, this tastes pretty good.
See what I know and my 18 other employees, I spend one-on-one time with them training and explaining things to them, like how they know. Not to mention those seminars that we host every 4 to 5 weeks. They're there because they get free shit while they're there and they learn about the things in the stores and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's our crew, my crew in particular. I can confidently say we'll be able to answer every single one of your questions if you were to come in and try and quiz them on anything. Like
So
the male
Impressive.
body, female body, trans people, because trans being in transition or after transition and fully trans, there are processes like in between. Like there's certain things that you cannot use, certain lubes, certain lotions, certain things that you can't use that'll throw off your transitioning process. So like whether you're on hormones or steroids or whatever, like there's things that can throw your bodies out of whack, especially if you're in the middle of transitioning. So like those things are important to know. What chemical reactions people have. Like some people are allergic to niacin. A lot of the products that we use that like do sensitivity enhancing, like raising the skin for like BDSM play, shit like that. A lot of that stuff has niacin in it. Some of the like behind the counter, like we call them boner pills, but like all they are just like extracts of local roots, and they're just like holistic shit all packed into a little pill, and it gives you a boner for a couple hours. Like it's not guaranteed to work, but I mean, like a lot of the stuff that we use is holistic things that
or maybe.
can affect the body in different ways, and like educating my team and educating everybody else on like the effects of these products is huge. So, and I love that aspect of my job. I love the ability to be able to sit down and tell you know anybody that is having like a personal issue that they don't feel comfortable sharing with the world, like like erectile dysfunction for men, super hard subject to come into another man and say, yo, my dick broken, like I need help. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
True.
Like that's a fucking morality. Like that's a fatality. You just got finished Mortal Kombat, your head's off, it's rolling across the floor. Like that is a
Yeah, no,
ego
you're done.
blasting thing to
100%.
say. So for them to come in and be that low and then come up to me and I'm like, oh, no problem, dude. And they're like,
Yeah,
wait, what?
that's nice. Yeah.
I'm like, no problem, dude. Come with me. I'm like, I'm going to show you some stuff you can do, some routines, some things. Like, I'll give you some products, and you can try them and see how you feel and then come back and talk to me. And the guy came in a couple weeks ago, came up to me. He's like, I just wanted to like say thank you. Like, I can have sex with my wife again, like because of the things that you gave me. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Like high fived him and all. I was like, good job. When's my turn? And he's like, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. No, but
Okay.
like, that's cool, dude. Like that made me feel so fucking good, dude. It was like pulling off like the biggest win in my life because I helped somebody who was possibly potentially on the brink of like losing his marriage, because of his mental state and where he was at in life, his health, like everything that came along with
Yeah.
that as a ego blowing fucking thing. And I helped him turn that shit around with a few small simple products that cost him a third of what he could have like Googled and gone through before you get into that final stage. I just kind of saved him time, I saved him money, and I saved him, whatever else comes with that. So like super rewarding. And if I had to like end it all with like one huge note, it would just be that if you are watching this and you feel that you're uncomfortable walking into a store like what I've explained over this podcast, to not be afraid. Walk in, judge the person that you talk to a few different employees, and then if you don't get good vibes off of them, go to another one. Like, and please, if you go to a Spencer's, I swear to God, I'll hunt you down and I'll find you. Okay? Like, stop going there. That is no. Stop
So,
it.
so,
Get some
so
help.
Place, man.
it's to be completely fair, they have some really cool shit in there. Like they have
That's
this.
shit, dude.
No, they do have a lot of weird shit, but they have a lot of like Rick and Morty, like more in like the edgier side of
There's
like
funny stuff, yeah.
yeah, they have a lot of
No,
like.
they have.
I don't think I've ever
have
went there
cool
and bought
shit.
something before though.
They
No,
have
I
cool
haven't.
shit like, yo, I'm 15, I want to make my room look cool.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
kinda
that's
cool shit.
that's
The
like
cringe
the
posters. Yeah.
yeah, that's like
Like,
that's
oh,
the
I
gist
can't
of
wait
it.
to hang
Yeah,
this
100%.
blacklight poster up in the corner.
Dude, I want a
Like,
black
wow.
light. I want a black light picture so bad because I have a black light that I can do jack shit with, and I was
You're
like,
20
dude,
years old and act like a
bro,
15
I want to fucking. I have a black light, bro. What the fuck else am I gonna fucking do with it?
Oh
Fucking
my
shine
God.
it over my bed, dude. I don't want to fucking do that. I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah.
Anyways. So a little bit of a final question here for you. Like, what got you into working at a sex shop, or well, I would say a informative shop, as
Um,
you've noted.
I have no idea, dude. To be
So
honest
you
with you, I was
just
just scrolling through Indeed one day, and like I said, I have my journey started with a company here locally in Phoenix, and I managed some of their locations, and then I had 10 years worth of like leadership under my belt.
Yeah.
And I took a break because I was tired of working 50 plus hour weeks. The last week I was with that company, I clocked out at 87 for a 1.5 week period. And I was done, dude. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere where I can like enjoy my life. So I went to Trader Joe's, best company I've ever worked for. I had my son, kind of like had more time to spend with my family and enjoy my life. And then I was like, you know what? I want to get I want to get out of this place because I have no growth opportunities at Trader
True.
Joe's. If you've ever worked for Trader Joe's, like it's hard as shit to get promoted to the company. So I was just like hitting Indeed one day, and I had a price, like a salary range in, and the first thing that popped up was Fascinations, and I'm like, oh fuck, I just ratted myself out.
There's no
Ah!
way.
I'll cut it out. I'll cut it out.
It's cool.
It's cool. I'll have to edit that out.
Um,
I'll bleep it out. I'll bleep it
it's-
out.
It's
That's intriguing.
that was the first company that popped up. So I put in a application and I got a response the next day
Nice.
from the
That's rare.
the district manager, and she wanted to have a FaceTime. So I was like, cool, I'm ready whenever you are. And like within an hour of replying, she's like, okay, cool, noon. So at noon I dialed in. We had a conversation over Zoom. She was impressed with like my resume and the things that I did for my other company because I managed one of the highest volume shells on the West Coast. And managed to do that while also operating and running a car wash and all the other things that come with managing and operating a high volume shell. So she was super impressed with that. She understood why I took 2 years off and I worked for Trader Joe's, and I went in for a second interview in person. They hired me as an assistant manager because of my gap in my management, and 3 weeks later they gave me the highest volume store in their company because of my performance. So
How did they like gauge your knowledge on the sex health topics?
they just kind of asked, like, have you ever been a part of it? And I'm like,
Yeah.
not at all. I'm
So they
completely
just throw you
fresh.
in training for a couple weeks and you were like, you learn fast or what?
threw me out on the floor, and
Okay.
I learned pretty quick. So like it was I got out on the floor, I take a look around. You gain knowledge from some of the other people around you,
Mm-hmm.
some of the other employees, and then the rest was just honestly just pulling shit out and looking at it. So
Yeah.
like um yeah, I mean that's the cool thing about it is like you have the ability to like pull these toys out of their boxes and see what's going on. So like I mean at this point I'm so comfortable with the job that I use dildos to like point with. You know, like I'll have one and I'm like, no, you know what? You'll really like this one. And I was like, you know, this 9-inch
That
dildo
probably
in my
makes
hand and
people
like
laugh.
using
Yeah.
it to like point at things like a laser pointer.
I mean,
Yeah.
And people are,
I feel like
personally,
that eases the conversation too.
I feel
it
like
does.
you are the best person to do that. Like, dude, generally, you are such a like as a like customer service wise. I feel like you can make anyone open up to you, like 100%.
It's all I've ever
Like
done.
it's just your
And
personality. Like it fit. I feel like that fits so well for like in such a a nervous like anxious field environment.
True.
I feel
and
like
you know
that works
how
really well for
you know
you.
how I am, dude. If you've been in my streams, you know how like I like to make people feel uncomfortable. So like what better job to give me than you're already massively uncomfortable coming through the door. And then I get to make a joke about sex to make you more uncomfortable. Like, oh, come on, bro. Like you're setting me up for success. I'm an energy vampire. I feed off of that shit. So you come in, you're not feeling good about this whole situation. I'm gonna make you feel like you're a sex god when you walk out of that building. And I'm gonna take your money in the process. But it's a trade-off. You get the knowledge and the toys, and I get your money in return. So it works for everybody. It's a round circle.
So basically, guys, what he's saying is by the end of the year, he's gonna have his own class set up to teach you how to become a sex
The master
demon.
class.
The master class to be a sex demon, man. Man, if you're in the chat, you're watching this, hit me up. I will teach you where the G spot is because it's not as lost as you think it is. I also, guess what? I know where the clitoris is too. Surprise,
Oh,
surprise.
yeah.
I feel like generally like that's such a stereo like typical thing like oh you don't know where this is or you don't know where that is or you don't know what you're doing or anything like that. Dude, they don't teach kids this shit anymore. Like they used to
No.
have like sex like actual like informative classes of like yo like this is what they go through, but for some reason they've made it to where it's like they separate like I get separated in groups, but they've made it to where they separate it and they only talk about
Right.
their gender.
It's also different for every woman. So, like, women,
Mhm.
if you're watching this, tell us. Like, talk to us. Let us know. Like, there's nothing more sexy for a man than to know how to get you there. Like, and if you are like every girl's different, every spot is going to be in a different place. Everything's going to be slightly different. The anatomy is going to be different. Tell us, talk to us, let us know. If that feels good, say it feels good. If I'm asking you and it doesn't feel good, tell me it doesn't feel good or it could feel better. Do this. Tell me so I can help you, help me, help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop being not vocal and then complaining about it
Yeah, they
afterwards.
complain about
Like,
it.
yeah.
right. Like,
You get
oh,
like
my
6
man can't
TikToks.
come. Well, you know, he could if you would have tell him how to. Like, that's the thing. Like, we listen. We don't give a shit. We'll listen. We'll do it. And if you're a guy out there and you don't care, you deserve nothing. You deserve nothing. I hope the next time you open up your orange juice, it falls out of the bottom. I hope the windshield wipers don't work,
His
but they
pillow's
work
always
just
hot.
well enough to get some of the water out of the way. I don't want you to be hurt, but like I just want you to be mildly inconvenienced. Just don't be that guy. You know?
I feel like yeah 100% on like both standpoints like
Right.
yo you come up to a man and you're like yo like I like you like if you as a woman shoot your shot to a man fuck yeah like that's
Communication is sexy as fuck.
oh
Done
100%
properly,
100%
communication is sexy. You talk to your partner and you tell them what you want. Oof. Come here. I'll take you.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things where you have to communicate, otherwise you're just gonna have boring sex your rest of your life. You're never gonna know what an orgasm feels like. The dude's gonna get off every single time, and he's not gonna give a fuck because you don't care. Like if you don't take the time to like care about it, then you know. Like if you were having sex with your man and then rolling over 5 minutes later with a vibrator to finish off, like that's wrong. Like,
what would
like,
you
need to figure it out.
say what would you say for someone who like was in a relationship for such a long time And this is just gonna be the last topic because we're running low on time. What would you say to them that like they like, I'm not gonna name it, but hypothetically, someone came up to me and they were like, "Yo, like, I've just been with him for so long, like, he just doesn't want to do anything new, you know, like I don't know if it's like I love him, but like I don't know if like I'm starting to not be attracted to him anymore because he's put on all these pounds, he doesn't do anything about his health or anything like that." What would you say to someone like that? Like, how do you go about like a situation like that? Like if there's a serious like attraction difference from like the beginning to like later on in the future, like I don't know what you're supposed to do there.
Um, that kind of crosses out of the realm of what I do necessarily.
It's like
As
relationship.
as a guy who's been in a relationship for, so me and my wife just celebrated our 13 years from the
Congrats.
day that I asked her to be my girlfriend on the 9th of this month. And I would say for people being like it's hard, like, because that's relationship advice more so
Well,
than
okay,
it
I
is
was
like,
being more on the end of like in bed, like they just kind of give up, like they're just
well, I mean,
like there,
that's
like that's kind of like the general
I
understanding.
feel like there's a deeper problem there, though.
Yeah,
Still.
yeah, I mean, yeah, there's some other issues. I mean, if let's say you're trying to introduce something new into the bedroom, like start off small. Don't come home with a fucking like a wall mount dildo that vibrates at 75 different speeds and does thumping and all this other crazy shit, and it has an LED light show behind it. Like, don't do that. Maybe start off something small. Like maybe start off with like I don't know, like a small vibrator, like a little pocket-sized vibrator, or maybe get some like really nice pheromone bubble bath stuff and like let her have like a spa night, and then the pheromone stuff is kind of like to enhance your own personal mood, not necessarily your attractiveness to other people. It just kind of like enhances yourself so you feel more confident and you smell better, and people think that's attractive. So pheromones are a bust. Like anybody who buys pheromones is then thinks that because they spray it on that they're gonna just all of a sudden get laid.
we're
No,
not
you still
ants,
have a
like
shitty personality, so it's not gonna help spraying pheromones on you. But I mean, just do try some stuff. Do some different things. Like introduce small things. And then eventually work up the trust to get them in there. Maybe buy them some lingerie, make them feel sexy. I mean, lingerie is not for men; it's for women. 100%. If there's a dude out, like there's maybe 2% of the male population that gives a shit that you show up in lingerie. You could show up naked and won't be just as happy. The lingerie is for women. They wear it for them so they feel sexy. They feel confident walking into a room. So like buy some lingerie. Buy them a nice piece of lingerie, some bubble bath. I don't know. Some little things, and introduce that first and then like get them to come into the store with you and then you guys can like play with shit together and like be informed on couples toys and or just solo use things, and see how that kind of helps open up that level of communication together. And then from that, you can start healing maybe some of the other issues that are causing that flat attitude in the bedroom.
all right, man. Well, it was fucking great having you here. Honest to God.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks, man.
So basically, if you want to check him out on Twitch, he streams on there like literally like every fucking night. Funny as shit. I'm gonna have that in the link down below. If you like the fucking podcast, let us know what you think in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe. And
Yeah, do it.
at the end of the year when Chow releases his masterclass, you should definitely check that out. Become a sex demon near you.
I'll be
All right, guys. Peace out. Have a good one. Bye.